Is the NFL facing its biggest scandal of the modern era? We aren't talking about a blown call or a failed drug test. We are talking about a massive breach of trust that could involve secret meetings, private investigators, and a plot to manipulate the trade market for one of the league's most dominant wide receivers. When photos leaked of a top-tier NFL insider and a high-profile head coach getting way too comfortable at a secluded desert resort, the league didn't just gasp. It started asking questions that could change the fate of the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles forever. Did a secret romantic connection just sabotage a blockbuster trade for A.J. Brown? This isn't just gossip. It's a potential disaster for the integrity of the game. Before we dive into the gritty details of this desert rendezvous and the fallout for A.J. Brown, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. The football world was set on fire this morning when images surfaced of insider Dianna Russini and Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel looking extremely close at an ultra-exclusive resort in Arizona. We aren't talking about a quick handshake at a press conference. We're talking about a $2,100 a night bungalow retreat, where privacy is the only thing on the menu. This wasn't a family vacation spot. This was a high-end, adults-only sanctuary where the elite go to disappear. But they didn't disappear well enough. The photos show them on a private rooftop, fingers interlocked, looking like anything but professional colleagues. Now, the big question is, was this a chance encounter, or has the NFL's news cycle been manipulated from the inside for months? Who is truly to blame for this mess? Is it the coach, the reporter, or the teams for letting it get this far? Drop a name in the comments right now. The shady nature of these photos is what really sets off the alarm bells. People don't just happen to be on the roof of a private bungalow in the middle of the Arizona desert with a camera ready to capture a moment. There is heavy speculation throughout the league that a private investigator was involved. Think about it. Why would a high-end PI be trailing a coach and a reporter? The theories are flying. Was it a disgruntled spouse? Or was it someone within an NFL front office who smelled something fishy and wanted proof? When you see photos this clear from an angle that shouldn't be accessible to the public, you have to realize that someone was tipped off. Someone knew exactly where Russini and Vrabel were going to be, and they wanted to make sure the world saw it. But the drama doesn't stop at the resort doors. Wait until you hear how this connection might have been used to tank A.J. Brown's trade value in Philadelphia. For months, the narrative surrounding A.J. Brown has been relentless. We've heard he's miserable. We've heard he wants out of Philly. We've heard the chemistry is broken. And who has been at the forefront of every single one of those reports? Dianna Russini. She has been the primary source for the A.J. Brown is unhappy saga since the start of the 2025 season. At the same time, she has consistently linked Brown to one specific destination, the New England Patriots. And who runs the show in New England? Mike Vrabel. Now that we see them holding hands in a private bungalow, the journalistic integrity argument is flying out the window. It looks like a textbook conflict of interest. Was Mike Vrabel feeding Russini insider info to help his own team? Imagine the strategy here. If you can convince the world a superstar player is toxic or desperate to leave, his trade price drops. You create leverage out of thin air. If the Eagles feel pressured to move a distressed asset, the Patriots swoop in and get a Hall of Fame talent for pennies on the dollar. It's a masterclass in manipulation if it's true, but it's a betrayal of the fans and the league's rules on tampering. If a coach is using a reporter to drive down a player's price, we're looking at a level of collusion that the NFL office cannot ignore. But here is the twist that no one saw coming. This might actually prove the rumors are true, just not in the way you think. While some fans are screaming that this proves the news was fake, others are realizing something much more chilling. If Russini and Vrabel are this close, it means her source isn't just someone in the building. It's the man himself. Vrabel and A.J. Brown have a deep history. They're known to be close. They talk during the season. If Vrabel is telling Russini that A.J. is unhappy, he might actually know it for a fact. The problem isn't that the news is fake. The problem is how the news is being used as a weapon. This turns a standard trade negotiation into a high-stakes soap opera where the lines between professional reporting and personal loyalty have been completely erased. How does Howie Roseman react to this? If you're the Eagles GM, you have to be absolutely livid. You've spent weeks defending your star receiver while a whisper campaign has been eroding his value. Now you find out the person leading that campaign is literally holding hands with the guy trying to trade for him. That is enough to make any GM shut down negotiations immediately. Roseman is known for being a shark, and sharks don't like being played. The Eagles were reportedly asking for a first and a second-round pick for Brown. The Patriots have been hesitant to give up that first-rounder. Now, thanks to these photos, Roseman might dig his heels in even deeper. He might demand an even higher price, despite a team that he feels tried to go behind the media. The optics here are a total disaster for everyone involved. Even if they claim they were just with groups of friends, no one is buying it. Other guests at the resort have already come forward, saying they only saw the two of them together. It's shady, it's messy, and it makes the New England Patriots look like a compromised landing spot. If the Eagles eventually do trade Brown to the Patriots, Roseman is going to face a mountain of backlash from fans who think he got bullied by a coordinated PR attack. And just when you thought it couldn't get more tangled, another photo surfaced. This one goes back to the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. It shows the two of them at a bar, away from the crowds. Now, Indy during the Combine is a small pond. You can't walk 5 feet without seeing a coach or a scout. But being tucked away in a corner, just the two of them, it suggests this connection goes back way further than a weekend in Arizona. It points to a long-term relationship that has potentially colored every piece of reporting we've seen regarding the Eagles and Patriots for the last year. The NFL thrives on drama, but this is the kind of drama that leads to investigations. Journalistic integrity, collusion, and proxy tampering are heavy words, but they're the only words that fit this situation. If this involved any other players, it would be a big story. But because it involves a superstar like A.J. Brown and a powerhouse like the Patriots, it's a nuclear event. As of today, the silence from the main players is deafening. Rossini finally posted about refereeing issues, and the comment section was an absolute war zone. People aren't forgetting those bungalow photos anytime soon. Every time she reports on a trade or a player's unhappiness from now on, the first question everyone will ask is, who is she trying to help? This situation has effectively frozen the trade market. The Eagles have to protect their reputation. The Patriots have to deal with the stench of potential collusion. And A.J. Brown is caught in the middle of a narrative that might have been manufactured on a rooftop in Arizona. Does this change the trade? Absolutely. It makes it a political nightmare. Howie Roseman might have wanted to move on from the drama, but now the drama has become the main event.